So, I'm sitting here now thinking about Epping, which has been entirely local led. And I've had people contacting me to come, and I've said yesterday I'm going to come. I think it may not benefit me to come. It may not benefit the cause for me to come. There's no argument at the minute to it. The politicians can't have an argument. The media can't have an argument. Local families, local women, local mothers, local children, concerned, worried, scared, having a local impact. I may give them the excuse with my presence there to diffuse the situation, to give them a reason to label it in a different way. That's my current thought process at the minute. Whilst I think more people will go if we were going on Sunday, I think they're winning, currently winning. There's two options. Flood the place with outside people, maybe give the media and the politicians a reason to clamp down and go against it, or leave it to the locals who are galvanising their community and actually setting an example to the rest of the country. That's my current thought process. So I don't know if it benefits me to be here. I don't know if it benefits the local people of Epping and what they're trying to do for me to be there on Sunday. That's my current thought process.
Tommy Robinson, the controversial right-wing activist, has released a new video reflecting on whether his presence in Epping would help or harm the growing local unrest. In a rare moment of self-restraint, Robinson acknowledged that his attendance at the demonstrations might overshadow the voices of the local residents, especially the families and mothers who have been leading the charge against what they describe as threats to their community's safety and identity. In the clip, Robinson candidly outlined his current dilemma. "I think it may not benefit me to come. May not benefit the cause for me to come," he said, suggesting that the media and politicians are already attempting to reframe the protests. Robinson believes that his appearance could hand them a narrative weapon, allowing them to dismiss the protests as far-right extremism rather than authentic community concerns. Robinson noted that the situation in Epping is being driven by local voices, ordinary families and residents who feel concerned, worried, and scared about the issues at hand. He appeared to give credit to these locals for organizing on their own, stating that they are galvanizing their community and actually setting an example to the rest of the country. His remarks suggest that Robinson is carefully weighing the optics of his involvement. While he acknowledged that his presence could draw larger crowds, especially if he were to attend on Sunday, he fears that doing so would allow opponents to paint the protests as an outside orchestrated event, rather than a grassroots community movement. Robinson's message reveals a broader strategy shift. Traditionally, his approach has been to lead from the front and draw national attention to controversial issues. But with Epping, he seems to recognize that the strength of the movement lies in its local authenticity, and any attempt to insert himself might backfire. The situation in Epping is emblematic of the growing tensions in local communities across the UK, where concerns over cultural identity, crime, and government policy are increasingly bubbling to the surface. For now, Robinson appears content to let Epping residents carry the torch, while keeping his options open. Whether this marks a long-term change in Robinson's tactics, or simply a temporary retreat, remains to be seen. What is certain is that the Epping protests have now entered the national conversation, and the way they are framed by both activists and the media could shape future grassroots movements across the country.
Now, there is something of an appetite out there for a party to the left of Starmer's Labour, and a snap poll out this afternoon shows that actually they'd be on about the same as the Labour Party, because they take a big chunk of Labour votes. They'd also hit the Green vote quite hard as well. Now, I'm not sure what the name of it is. I thought it was launched as Your Party, but Zara Sultana doesn't seem to think that's the case. Fiona, this is a big moment on the left of politics.
It is a big moment, and I think it's a great thing. I think this has been a long time coming. I think the fact that 80,000 people have already signed up to join this party shows how much people are yearning for a genuine alternative to Starmer, an alternative that I don't think Reform is offering. And I think that young people are going to join. I think in the short term, talking about an end to austerity, a free Palestine, nationalisation, genuine nationalisation, these are the things that people actually want. And I think in the future, there's been a huge vacuum in politics for a while. And to a certain degree, Reform was tapping into that anger. I actually think that this party, if it has a really genuinely militant socialist programme, I think in the future it will take votes away from Reform as well, because it's going to concentrate on working class issues. It's going to concentrate on the sort of politics that could actually unite people. And I think that this is a historic moment, and I would encourage as many people as possible to join this party, which is supposed to be a democratic party, so that we can help build it, we can help form it. And I think the next 4 years, the next couple of years are going to be very, very different to what the last couple of years.
What does it mean? It has actually been increasingly obvious that there has been a space on the left in politics. And we've seen a Green vote going up. We've seen 4/5 people Gaza independence with a very strong sort of Kashmiri Pakistani vote in some of the sort of inner cities. So there has been a gap on this. But what is it? Is this good news or bad news for what you want the Labour Party to be?
Well, I think it's very good news. I really welcome it, because the sort of Islamist public sector, working class concerns that don't include mass immigration, that cuts wages. I think it's time for them to put their case to the people. I think the poll is greatly inflated. Obviously, eliminates.
Well, it's brand new, but it's just a snapshot.
I think it
doesn't really show there's an appetite there. And that's the point.
For those of us in Labour who want the party to be a patriotic socialist party, it's very good news, because it removes a huge amount of static and noise, sort of student union politics, that sort of thing, and we can concentrate on being a serious. Corbyn was leader of the Labour Party. I lived through that. And it was an extraordinary. I mean, someone who went to the country supporting a second referendum on Brexit but wouldn't tell anybody how he voted. It was like being led by a sort of, geography teacher at school.
But he was popular with some people.
Yes, that's the point.
And he did get for a
there
brief
is
moment,
a
youth wave,
Okay, so let's get to the point. There is a serious Islamist public sector union constituency that wants a different form of politics. I welcome it being outside Labour.
About Islamist public sector.
Well, the Islamist factor is, of course, very much a part of this. Jeremy sits with the 4 Gaza independence.
No, I don't think anyone's scared. Let me just say that I'm not at all frightened. Of course not. I mean, I'm a grown woman.
Well, we'll see.
I've been in conflict zones, so I'm certainly not frightened.
I really
But what I'm saying is, I actually admire you. I think that it's tremendous to go to a new party. I think it's a good idea.
I'm joining this party as a revolutionary.
It's an addition to the political landscape, and I think it's to be applauded. I may not agree with you, but I live in a country where I'm allowed to disagree, and you're allowed to disagree with me. But I think you're a valuable ingredient going forward.
Linda, I think that...
Fiona Laley believes Jeremy Corbyn's new left-wing party could cut into Nigel Farage's Reform UK support, appealing to working-class voters fed up with the political status quo. I think this will take votes away from Reform as well, Laley said, arguing that Corbyn's focus on public ownership, workers' rights, and economic fairness could resonate with communities hit hardest by austerity and the cost of living crisis. Farage, now a key voice on GB News, has built his brand on populist nationalism. Yet Laley suggests Corbyn offers a credible alternative for those seeking change without the divisive rhetoric. Whether Corbyn's movement can overcome media hostility and unite the left remains uncertain, but its challenge to Reform and to Labour could reshape Britain's political landscape. Thanks for watching. Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit like, and subscribe for more updates. Don't forget to join our Telegram community for exclusive content and real-time discussions.